Cruising down the highway, windows down low. Sunset paints the sky in a fiery glow. Mountains rise up, touching clouds above.
Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got an install video. The Fabwitz 3-inch intake kit from Fabwitz Industries with the 3-inch tillex inlet for the turbo. Beautiful stainless steel piping from Fabwitz. And we're going to do the airbox lid 3-inch. We're going to cut that hole in there and that's going to go on there, and we're going to get that all replaced and we'll see how we go. So stick with it. Should be fun. Hopefully there's no issues putting this in, and stick along for the ride. So we've got to get this big boy down there. Alright, just remove the outlet side to the intercooler. So there's another little tip. If you've got one of these PDI front mount intercoolers, I've just wrapped with exhaust wrap the hot side of this intercooler pipe just to keep the engine bay a lot cooler, and that really does work. Alright, so now it looks like I've got some pretty good access there now. So I can get to that bolt, I can get to the other bolt on the other side, and there's one on the bottom which I can get to quite easily. But it looks like just here on the alternator, I think this little lug here, I'm going to have to grind that off. Because this is an upgraded alternator. This is a Navara alternator, 115 amp, and it has been absolutely brilliant. The only thing is the lugs on these Navara alternators are higher. The genuine ones are down there, so you just have to switch these around a little bit, but they do work. So there's another little tip. Alright, so I've got to try and get this in there. So I'm going to take this one here off, and we'll have a bit of a look, see if we can get it to work. So my problem is now, as I suspected, would be that lug there. I'm going to have to cut that off flush. Alright, got some tape over that, covered up the turbo, and we'll get the multi in there and cut that off. Rightio, there you go. So that's worked. Just cut that little lug off, and now that 3-inch fits in there nicely. Pretty close to the outlet though, so hopefully my outlet pipe for the intercooler will still fit. Fingers crossed. Not gonna lie, it wasn't exactly the easiest thing to get in there. I did have to take the alternator off. I just loosened the 3 bolts, moved that alternator across. That gave me access to get to the 3 bolts quite comfortably, because you do have to change the bolts to the ones that come with it, and they're an Allen key. So it's a lot easier to get yourself a little bit more access. So I just pulled that alternator back out of the way, got that on there, and you'll see a hell of a lot bigger than the other one. Inlet to the turbo on there, all fits. Happy days. Progressing nicely. Got the blow-by to the Provent catch can all hooked up, plumbed up. That's all nice and neat now. Tillex pipe run down under it this time. It used to go over the top. And we're at the point now where we've got to fit this baby into the lid. Now I've got an old lid that I had in the shed, so I can get rid of this. That's the one we'll be cutting. This is what we'll be trying to do, cut that out of it. I'll see if I can set you up here so you can see what I'm doing. I've had in the shed, the clip broke off the side, so I've actually gone ahead and cut that top off in the shed already. This is going to be a mock-up one. So that's the elbow that goes in it, like so. And we've got to get this in a position where it lines up. and then we can mark it all, take it to the shed and cut the other one out. You'll see, just trying to get it all to line up. It's good, and then that joint is going in there. Muff sensor goes in there, so I have to take out of the other intake pipe. Now what I'm going to do is, with a marker, I'm going to mark the side of this and the other side of that. And then it looks like that's all I need to do. What I might do is put a mark on the back of that, and then I'll mark that one there. I said before, we got that on the car, we marked that out, so that was the elbow that sat in there. So I've got to now go ahead and cut the old intake off. So last time I just used a multi-tool, so we'll cut that off with a multi-tool, and then we'll expose that hole. Got to cut all these little lugs off the lid to make it nice and flat like the other one, and you can see that there. So we'll go ahead and do that first, and then we'll tidy it up with the multi-tool. Around there, I'm going to say that first circle, we'll cut it off all flat and make it look nice and neat. Nature's canvas unfolding so grand. In this journey we're living unplanned. City streets pulse with energy so bright. Neon signs flashing in the depths of night. Skyscrapers stand tall, reaching for we've got to cut the flange off the back side as well, so we'll try and get that one nice and flat, because that is what sits on that around there. So we'll get to that. As we pass by with dreams flying high, no maps, no plans, just an open road. Wherever it leads, we'll happily go. Each side, there we go. And obviously this hole doesn't fit through there, so we've got to open that up and then mark it out through there. This adventure, dreams run deep. On this road, every scene's a delight. From sunrise to starlight, day to night. Nature's canvas unfolding so grand. In this journey, we're living unplanned. You put it on an angle like that. On this road, every scene's slightly bigger. And like all things, we're just going to sneak up on it. So not quite fitting in there yet. Probably a little bit more out of it. Another test fit. We're getting closer. And you can see it's just more so hitting in on that front side there. So we just want to take that white bit out now. And I've got a little die grinder on me drilling it. On this road, every scene's a delight. From sunrise to starlight, day to night. Nature's canvas unfolding so grand. In this journey, we're living unplanned. Alright, you can kind of see what I've done there, made that like an egg type shape. I think we're there, that's it. we're done. That's flat. It's exactly what we're after. Now, I've cut that out. What I'm going to do now is take that to the car. I'm going to clip this onto the box, and then we'll do the same marks again. And then I'll have to come back, drill the 4 holes, silicone that, put a silicone seal around there, and then we'll clamp all that up. So let's get back to the car. Right, that's clipped on, so I know the box lid is sitting where it should be. Now I can just twist this around, and that's lined up exactly where the other marks were. So perfect. And that's just sitting a little bit higher, but I think once that's bolted and then clamped, I don't think there's, I could probably drop the clamp down a little bit on the other end, but oh, there we go, that's perfect now. Alright, I'm going to mark this up, get these holes drilled, put some silicone around there, and I think that's just about done. Got to get the MAF sensor back in there, but yeah. Alright, I'll go get this marked up, drilled up and bolted on. That if I line it up with the mark that I put when it was in the car, and I line it up with that other bracket edge of that clip down there, I know that that's where it needs to be. Flip it over. I need to mark these 4 holes. Just using a white paint pen. And that's that. So now it's got to drill these 4 holes out.
Happily go, each sight, each sound, a memory to keep in this adventure. Dreams run deep on this road. Every scene's a delight, from sunrise to starlight, day to night. Nature's canvas unfolding so.
I think that's about as good as I'm going to get that to look. Now there is another little trick too to get this to come back up to nice, so it's nice and black and shiny, is you add heat to it. So I'm going to get my heat gun. We're going to fire this thing up. And we're going to add some heat to it. And you should see the oils should come out. Don't give it too much because you'll just melt it. Pop that aside. That's it. I'm going to silicone this up. Alright, so here we are. We've just clamping it together here. Got the bolts in it, silicone on it, and as always, black silicone gets everywhere. So I'm going to have to clean this up as best I can. But you get the idea. So now that that's all bolted together, clean it up, and then I'll get it back on the car and get it all lined up and plumbed up. So there you go. Pretty easy, and you can see the little brackets that I've made up. Just helps clamp that plastic together, I think. Makes it a nice, neater job rather than just relying on nuts and washers. That's a much better idea, I think. So there you go. I'll see you back at the car. Got that all tidied up nicely. Now we're going to put some clamps and joiner on. Air cleaners in there. I'm going to join this in, put that in there. Like that. Get the airbox lid joined up. Clamped on. Alright, joiner's on. There we go. Now, one other thing. Got to get the MAF sensor out of the other one and pop that back in there. If you don't know, the open bit always goes towards the air cleaner. There you go, guys. The Fabwitz 3-inch high flow intake pipe install done. There you go. Check it out. So, hope you enjoyed that one. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. If you got any comments on that, just whack them down the bottom there. I'll be sure to get back to you. And thanks for watching, guys. Catch you on the next one.
Windows down low, sunset paints the sky in a fiery glow. Mountains rise up, touching clouds above. Valleys below, filled with whispers of love. On this